Am I the a-hole for being angry at my ex-wife because she hides the fact that she has a job? So me 29M and my wife 30F were together for 5 years and knew each other for 11. We were doing well at first, but I admit that at some point I said a few things that started to affect our marriage. At some point, because of what I said, she quit her job, or at least that's what she told me. Previously, she worked in the office from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I was often out of town. Sometimes I was gone for 2 weeks. And when I worked in our city, I was gone from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. In retrospect, I can see there were some signs. But at the time when we were together / I had time off, she always made excuses. I'm emailing my grandma. I have to call my parents. I'm talking to a friend, etc. When she said her boss let her keep her laptop because it was old and barely worked, so she just had to delete work data from it, I believed her too. Over the years, I only remember one really strange situation. Due to an accident at work, I came home at 1 p.m. and she wasn't there. I called her. She said she was with her parents and would be back in a few hours. I called them. She wasn't there. When she came back, she was acting strangely. For a moment, I suspected her of cheating, but then other very good things happened, and she convinced me that her behavior had something to do with it. Last year in August, after an argument, she took all her belongings and left. Now our divorce has started, and I found out that she still had her job this whole time. In fact, she got a promotion. I'm angry. We had a lot of problems. Often we didn't have money. A few times I even took out a loan myself because they wouldn't give it to her. I tried to find a second job. I worked even when I had huge health problems. And she had money this whole time. In addition, by stopping contributing to the bills and using only my salary, she has accumulated a lot of savings. The house has nothing to do with her. Her name is not on any of the papers, so she is completely safe. In the meantime, I have to suffer. I feel confused and used, but I feel like I'm the only one who sees it that way. My parents don't want to interfere, but I know what they think. My sister, 25, laughs at me and says I deserve it. I know I wasn't the best person at some point, but for me it all came down to words. She actively made our lives a nightmare, completely changed our lifestyle, pushed me to do things I didn't want to do for years, lied about a lot of other things. I almost believed her that I was infertile, and now she's walking around happy and people are rooting for her. Edit. Some clarifications because I'm tired of answering everyone. No, I didn't want her to quit her job. She and I started dating because we had similar interests. She was interested in BDSM and roleplay before we started dating. We liked to roleplay teacher / student, boss / employee, and even some complete stupid things like clown / person who's afraid of clowns. At some point I got interested in tradwife and the whole good old days aesthetic. I thought it was an interesting scenario and decided to broach the subject with her. In the first conversation, she refused, said she's angry, and the situation became tense. After a week or so, she came back to it and said she had read about tradwife and was somewhat interested in their way of life. Again, I was only interested in aesthetics. After that, it was a bit of nothing, and then we would argue about it occasionally, because she still wanted this 24/7 life, and I just wanted a quick fun time. Our argument that led to her pretending to quit her job was that she bought some religious books. We were atheists before, with my money, and I didn't like it. We started discussing it until I finally said, "What next? Are you going to quit your job?" Well, she did, or at least that's what she told me. Also, no, I never wanted kids, and our house situation was related to the fact that we were going to move out. She believed that it would be quick, but then the coronavirus started and there were problems finding something. Also, when I say role-playing, I literally mean a scenario like we buy a cake and pretend the wife baked it, and then I compliment her, or we pretend the husband fixed the car and she rewards me, all in those old-fashioned clothes and speaking in a way that we don't use every day. Then the game ends and we move on. I didn't want her to really clean everything by herself, cook by herself, etc. My sister mostly thinks it's funny because she thinks I got scammed. My wife took my money, had some fun, and left.